That you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song, but then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. True love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
Why don't you get the hell out of here before I snap your dick off and jam it into your ass?
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
No one should be alone on Christmas.
Swole fam.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Emotional damage.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 24 Hundo and Diez of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexing on all you bees.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show if you have been following for a hot minute. If it's your first time, welcome. It's about time for you to get loosened up and get used to some sleeves casting. You're going to be here for quite some time because there's no sleeves cast like it out there. There's no knowledge cock out there. I know the world hath runneth dry for knowledge cock. So it's far and few between. And this is the only mancast that delivers it thick and veiny every fucking day. Let's get a round of applause for the fucking Swole fam. How we doing, beaches? Jessica, Terry, Dawn, T-Cat, Brandon, Nancy. How we doing, Marissa? What's up, Darth? How we doing, fam? We got a great Q&A coming your way. So we're going to get the nut busted open, and then we're going to take some questions. We got some calls. We'll take some live questions. You can start dropping them in the comments down below, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. And if you want to submit a question, make sure you check the links down below. It's askpapaswolio.com, and you can submit a question anytime, any day, anywhere in the world, and then we'll get to it in an upcoming episode. So thank you, everyone that does call in. I highly encourage you to do so. Before we get into the nut, let's mark our calendars, fam. Tomorrow's episode is private for members only. It's our Swole fam accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. Every single Monday, the episode's private for members only. Join now, swolenormousx.com, and you could be there for tomorrow's meeting. It's going to be fucking awesome. We got a lot of stuff going on this month. It's a busy fucking month. Not only do we have the accountability meeting tomorrow, we do have a roundtable coming up this Thursday, and of course, on the 29th, we have our Swole Year release party, which is the fucking tits.
Inconceivable!
It's inconceivable that it's already our Swole Year party. So anyway, on these major epic release events, especially for Swole Year, we do a nice recap for everything that we've accomplished in 2022. It's a private episode for members, so another reason to join now, but we also drop major new programming releases. So the Swole Year release parties are fucking fire. And time to be announced is going to be Thursday, December 29th, probably 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern time. So mark your calendars for that. All right. Swole Year release party, Thursday, December the 29th. Be fucking there. Now let's get the nut busted open. Falcon, take it away. Falcon. Put some respect on it. Would you smash, beaches? Drop it in the comments down below. All right, hashtag 7 pillars for a chance to win today's Swole card. Thank you, Leo, you raging alcoholic. Jesus Christ. You know what's funny? Some of you are hashtagging 7 pillars, and I usually do that every day, but you were hashtagging the 7 pillars. I'm thinking, did I tell anyone? Did I tell you guys that it was 7 pillars today? Did I send out that message? Anyway, hashtag 7 pillars for a chance to win today's Swole card. If you don't know what the 7 pillars are, head on over to swolenormousx.com and download your free copy right now, you sexy beaches. That being said, let's get a little tainty man. Aww. He's sleeping, and no church today. No church. We have the perch. The perch is empty. I know. Let me just anchor the fucking camera. I got to get this anchored down. I got to get a better angle, but I know. No church today. But we do have the tainty man. So still, that's good. She's out there with Mama Swolio. Decided, like, yeah, she was really cute. She was laying in the sun on, like, the beanbag that we have out there, the fluff. So it's like, all right, let her relax. Okay, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's take some questions. Let's first get into a phone call. Let's kick it off with Kalela. Kalela? Cool name. You're on the Sleazecast. Welcome.
Hey, Papa Swolio. I just started following your Instagram, and I have to say that it's really awesome. Thanks for the aggression. But my quick question is, how do you build legs and glutes the fastest way other than going to the fucking gym? Thanks. Love your stuff. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, by the way, my name's Kalela.
That's a really fucking cool name. That's a cool name. And thank you for the aggression. You're very welcome. Go to the fucking gym. All right, so thank you for calling, Kalela. And I appreciate the fact that you are following the Instagram. You like the content. So thank you. The fastest way to build the legs and glutes, there is no fast way. So most people that listen to the show, you're going to know that's the first thing, that I'm like allergic to the term fast. I'm allergic to that concept that you're going to be able to build it fast. But what I can say is that you want to make sure you're getting the most out of the exercise you're doing. So number one, you want to make sure that you're doing a lot of, hip dominant movement. You want to make sure you're focusing on movements that are going to target the glutes. So aside from the fact that you're not going to get anything fast, your nutrition needs to be on point, your sleep, all those 7 pillars. So Kalela, if you don't know what those are, download over there at swolenormousx.com. It's going to give you a nice background to everything I'm talking about. So it's going to show you that there's other things that need to be worked on and addressed in addition to keep you consistent for your nutrition and training and, of course, your recovery and all that. But, of course, you still need to do the right exercises, but you need to make sure that you're focusing on the basics and you're doing them to your maximum capacity. So in all honesty, in terms of building the glutes primarily, you want to make sure that you are balancing your hips out. So hip mobility is very important to make sure that you have proper posture and proper muscle length, especially at resting length. So you are activating the right muscles. Things like hip bridges are great. Bulgarian split squats are great. RDLs are fantastic. Single leg and double leg RDLs, whether it's a barbell or with a dumbbell. Kettlebell swings are fantastic. Nordic curls are great for getting that glute ham tie-in. Squats are a little bit overrated in terms of hitting the glutes. You can do more glute-oriented squats, but I would recommend doing something like a Bulgarian split squat would be a little bit better in terms of focusing on that, the glute area. But really hip thrusts, any kind of hip extension like kettlebell swings are fantastic. Rounded back glute hyper extensions on a 45-degree hyper are fantastic. So these exercises are great, but of course you need to make sure that you're tying all this in together with, heavier compound movements. So squats are fantastic. There's different types of squats, but those are some things that you should be focusing on. Make sure you're activating those muscles properly. Do some single leg hip bridges, do some lateral tube walking, make sure you're activating your glutes properly. So if it's a concern that you're not feeling it enough in your glutes when you're doing glute-oriented exercise, that's because you have muscle imbalances and you might have some neuromuscular coordination issues that you want to solve before you start going heavier. Because if you don't have good posture, you don't have good your muscles aren't firing properly, then when you start doing these heavier movements, you're going to lose out on the benefits. So hopefully that answers your question. And if it doesn't, feel free to call back in and follow up. Kalela, that's a cool fucking name. Let's see a question here from Nick NLK. Oh, it's not Nick, it's NLK son, Nulkson. Papa Swolio. Hi, Papa Swolio. I recently found normal soda. What's normal soda? It's called Zevia. There are only 4 ingredients, all natural, including stevia as sweet. Taste, my favorite one is grape. What do you think? What do I think? I mean, it's not for me. I'm not interested in drinking stevia. So, I mean, is it not as bad for you as drinking Pepsi and Coca-Cola? Probably. I don't know what the other 4 ingredients are. I'm not really familiar with it. I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. For me, it's not something that I'm interested in. I don't like artificial sweeteners. I don't care if it's natural or not. You can make the argument that everything on this earth is natural, even if it's man-made and not naturally found. I'm not a fan of artificial sweeteners. I'd rather just have some honey or have some fruit or some fruit-infused water or something. Put some fruit in, eat some fruit and then drink some water. personally, that's something that I'm more interested in. I'm a big fan of anything unflavored. If I want something that's flavored, I'm gonna have some fruit, some honey or something like that. P Freakable. Oh shit. What do you think about taking supplements like vitamin D? I live in a very dark and cold area. 4 hours of quote sunlight, but it's always foggy and gray here. Ooh, where do you live? Are you in like the northern United States? Or are you living in Norwegian countries? What do I think about it? I think in the winter times, the thing is vitamin D is a hormone, but it's also like fat soluble. Like your body actually builds up vitamin D levels. This is why getting plenty of sunlight in the summer is very important and building it up over time. It's not like you get a lot of sunlight on one day. It's not like you necessarily need it throughout the winter. If you're getting tons through the summer, this is why you want to, maximize. But of course, eating things like, I think like deep, like cold water fish have vitamin D. Vitamin D supplement is something that I would personally do. So yeah, it's a good option. So vitamin D is definitely important. So this is like how a supplement should be used, like whether it's vitamin D or magnesium, these are things that you're not going to be able to get in a high enough quantity with proper nutrition. So supplements should fill in the gaps. They shouldn't be used to replace things that you should be getting from whole food sources. So I'm definitely a fan of vitamin D supplementation. And even if you don't necessarily need it, it's not like it's going to harm you if you just take the daily serving, like 5,000 IU. It's not like, oh my God, I'm ODing. You're not going to you'll be fine, especially in the winter. All right, let's see. Let's see, Matthew, I'm trying to do the 7 pillars. Trying. I'm trying to do the 7 pillars, but recovery is the toughest right now. I have a 1.5-year-old, so sleeping more than 5 to 6 hours a day is kind of a dream. Is there any way to kind of negate lack of sleep? No, sleep is, especially quality sleep and continuous sleep, there's nothing that actually replaces sleep, but meditation and things like that can help. So there's nothing to replace sleep. Sleep is sleep. And there's nothing that replaces sleep, but deep meditation, you still need time for that meditation, but meditation can definitely be restful. It can lower cortisol levels. It can be, it's very beneficial in terms of practicing mindfulness meditation, but it doesn't replace sleep. Of course, you need to be doing everything else, right? The proper nutrition, X, Y, and Z. So, and this is something this is why consistency is really important with the 7 pillars. You're going to have different periods of your life, just kind of like the tides. You're going to have different time periods of your life when 1 or 2 of the pillars might be more challenging than others, but you just need to do the best that you can. You can also take a nap if you're able to take like a 20-minute nap or a half an hour nap. Maybe there's some time where you can lay down, put your feet up. That's a great way to get into like a nice little nap state and take a nap for like 15-20 minutes during the day. Obviously, getting continuous sleep during the night is ideal, but if you need to take a nap, and that could be a great way to get a little extra recovery and fill in the gaps if you're not able to get 7 or 8 hours continuous. Now, some people can thrive a lot more. Some people, get this fucking hair. Some people, it's a very rare individual, like genetically, that might not need more than like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, but it's like a fraction of a percent of the population that have that genetic mutation. Most people need 7 to 8 hours, depending on the intensity of your training, and everyone's different. But the most important thing, even with your 5 to 6 hours, whatever you can get, do your best to get to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. That's one of the most important things when it comes to getting a good sleep routine and a recovery routine, is to make sure you're going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day, as close as you can. Ultimate Sports Talk, Papa Swolio, I know you aren't driving as much anymore, but any chance we'll get any new Drive While Gaining episodes? I love those. Yes, absolutely. Just kind of working out some other programming. This is just a complicated time of year. We have a lot of stuff going on. We got the Signature Series that's going out. We got a lot of things in terms of the Swole New Year party. But yeah, the plan is, for sure, we're going to have some, just trying to get on a good flow. That way that can get done. We put out a few new ones this past year, but we're definitely going to be getting a little bit more consistent with that. I would like that. I would like that. Sleep or having a kid, pick one. Ugh. Makes me not want to have one. I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to fucking sleep anyway. I don't give a shit. I'm getting my sleep. I'm getting my recovery, and so is Mama Swolio. Shut the fuck up. Sleep. I really do feel like if you're eating properly and you sync up everything as good as possible, you can get it done. You can make it happen. A lot of people live their lives chaotically and they don't follow the 7 pillars. They don't eat properly. They have blue lights going on. They're inconsistent with their schedule. So yeah, it's going to make everything more challenging. So just try to be as regular and consistent as possible. I hear you. It's going to be, that's definitely rough, but you're doing the best you can. Maybe you can maybe you can take a nap or something. Let's see. Liam Stamos, 3689. Legitimately, do you do anything special for your hair? No, I don't do anything special in terms of what I put in it. What I do is eat healthy, get plenty of sunlight, get quality sleep. So my hair and my skin, they've all improved. Naturally I have thick hair, but it's become more lustrous or whatever. I mean, I don't do anything fancy. I think people are looking for something. Oh my God, what product do you use topically? I use jojoba oil, organic jojoba oil in my beard. And sometimes I put a little bit in my hair, but understand that your facial hair, like your beard, the hair on the top of your head, your skin, it's all being created based on the nutrition that you're consuming. If you're not getting quality nutrition, then your hair, your skin, your nails, shit's going to be fucked up. So a lot of people are looking for some topical solution. It's like if you have acne because you're consuming low quality dairy products or shitty food or too much corn and soy and you're having like eczema and acne all the time, you could put all the topical shit you want on your skin. You're not solving the fucking problem, what's causing it. So if you fundamentally get rid of inflammation, you eat better, and you're taking better care of yourself, you're going to have higher quality hair, skin, and nails. Billy, I'm going to be out of the country for 3 weeks during the holidays. What are some things to keep in mind while on vacation in order to be healthy while traveling? You could bring food with you. You can make better choices when you're traveling. I mean, this is why it's important to do an elimination diet and to know what foods work best for you. So depending on where you're going, maybe you could bring some like beef jerky. You could bring some snacks or some protein powder, some things like that when you're going. But if you know what foods work best for you, then you can make better decisions when you're out and about, whether you go to a supermarket or a grocery store, wherever you're traveling. It also depends on where you're traveling and how you're traveling. I mean, if you're going out of the country, I'm assuming you're flying, so you're not going to be able to bring as much stuff as if you were driving in a car. Unless you're in Europe or something, you're driving across the border. I mean, whatever. But, some people say like, oh, don't worry about it. Just, eat whatever you want. You're on holiday. It's like, this is why fundamentally it's just better to focus on proteins and fats. Like focus on animal proteins, beef, chicken, fish, if you can get good quality of that, but eggs, things of that sort. Most of the things that might, or that tend to jack people up are the plant sources, are the starchy carbs and, fried foods and alcohol and things of that sort. So it really depends on your discipline, how well you understand your body, what you're willing to sacrifice. But for me, it's, you want to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter if it's a vacation or not. Vacation doesn't mean that you trash yourself. You can still have fun without destroying yourself. I don't understand why people associate vacation with just trashing your body. They don't have to be, it doesn't have to be that way. You can have a great time and eat quality food. So you might be able to do a little research ahead of time. Like Jessica says, research the country you're going to and where to get stuff. Yeah. And what the names are of the things that you want in the language, depending on where you're going. So you can do a little bit of research ahead of time, see what stores are in the area, maybe what you have access to. But this is why people have a problem when they just follow a diet. If I said, okay, eat these things. Okay. You're on this like strict quote diet. And then you go somewhere where you don't have access to all these things and you're thrown off. If you fundamentally do an elimination diet and you're practicing developing, day by day, and you're learning what foods work best for your body, you can go anywhere at any time and you'll know which things are just naturally a better choice. You're going to know which foods, wherever you go in the world, what things you should lean more towards and which things you should probably avoid. So once you kind of get more into just knowing what foods work best and what don't, that way you have the tools, which is in your mind. You have the tools, hey, if I eat that, I'm going to be fucked up. Because the last thing you want to do, all right, maybe you have a little bit more flexibility or, you're forced to expand a little bit because you're on vacation. But the last thing you want to do is eat something that you're going to have a crazy breakout or you're going to have crazy bloating. Like if you know that you have serious allergies or serious sensitivities to certain things, you don't want to ruin your vacation either. So you don't want to have like an uncomfortable time. Simon 4509, Papa Swolio, is pre-workout something that you should be taking every gym sesh or just when you need the boost? I mean, if you need a boost from pre-workout, you're not getting enough sleep or you're over caffeinated. So most of the time people take pre-workout for stimulants, but you could take pre-workouts with other things in them that maybe increase blood flow, that might buffer lactic acid and things like that, that might help you have a little bit more endurance with your training, you know, electrolytes and things like that. There are beneficial aspects to things you can consume pre-workout that aren't stimulant focused. So for me, I would just have like some coffee. That's plenty for me. And in my opinion, if you need more than that, you're not getting enough quality sleep. Let's see. Jack Taylor, Papa Soy, I swim and run and lift in order to do both faster. I swim and run and lift in order to do both faster. So you're lifting in order to swim and run faster? What is a good exercise for lats? I lift most muscle groups, but want to target lats because of swimming. Whole food, animal-based diet. Okay, so the question here is, what's a good exercise for lats? Well, there's a lot of them. There's a few of them. Really, the lat, you want to be pulling from not an overhead position, but really from like, I would say, what is that? 90 degrees, like 120, 125 degrees, pulling down to the midline, pulling back behind your midline of your body. If your humerus goes behind your body, you're getting more rhomboids, you're getting more middle trapezius. So I would recommend doing like a straight arm pull down. Straight arm pull downs are fantastic. You know, rounding your back at the top, arching your back at the bottom. You can do it chest support as well if you want to isolate the lats. But I like kneeling lat pull downs from like that high angle, like a high row. And also doing straight arm pull downs are great. It also depends on what machines you have access to. So dumbbell pullovers can be an option. It's not so much lat oriented, but it's a good position for shoulder mobility too. So dumbbell pullovers can be beneficial. There are some really good lat machines at certain gyms. So if you have access to some of those, that can really target as well. There are some really good lat pull down machines that are available at gyms. Let's take a question from Piro. Piro, you're on the sleeves. Let's go. Let's go, Piro.
Papa Swolio.
Hello.
How fit do I need to be in order to stop going to the fucking gym?
How fit do you have to be in order to stop going to the fucking gym? That's a dumb question.
Matt Damon.
You don't stop going to the fucking gym. If you do, you're not going to be fit anymore. So there's that. Silly question, Mochambo. Silly question. Let's take one more. Let's take another call from Tyler, and then we'll take some more live questions. You silly goose.
On the fam. So I have a quick little question, maybe funny, but kind of weird. So I drink coffee every weekend, and I want to ask, is it normal for, at least for me, to make your coffee sneeze or have like an itch in your nose? I don't know, but it seems kind of random. But I find that whenever I drink coffee, I sometimes get like a sneeze and kind of an itchy in my nose. Just kind of curious as why. Thank you.
No idea. Never had that in my life. So I don't know if it's an allergy or something like that, or I don't know. Never had that before. Anyone else get itchy nose or sneeze when you cough? I've never had that before. I've never heard of it either. Do not know. Maybe you don't have good quality coffee, or you're like allergic to it. You got some dust. I don't know. No idea. Couldn't tell you. Nick, how sexy is P3S5? Come on. Come on. What do you think? What do you think?
Because tickles?
What do you think, son? What do you think? Obviously. How sexy is P3S5? Yes. That's the answer. Yes. Steven. Pedro says trim your nose hairs. Steven Rogers, how do you season jerky? I got some deer steaks. I want to make some, but every recipe uses soy sauce. We just put some salt on it and then throw in the dehydrator. Done.
That's the seasoning. Salt. That's it. That's it. You cut it into chunks. You mix it up with some sea salt and then lay it in the dehydrator. Done. Yeah, fuck soy sauce. Arthur vlogs today on Instagram. Papa Swolio, it's hard for me to go to the gym this week. Recommendation for some kind of home workout. Well, you could do body weight exercises, push-ups, pull-ups, things like that. Yoga. There's lots of different mobility training. I don't know if you have any kind of workout equipment at home. So if you do, then that expands your ability. But start practicing yoga. Go to swolenormousx.com/links and try a free yoga class if you've never done one. By the way, hashtag 7 pillars for a chance to win today's Swole card.
He's on fire!
All right, and of course, a little more Tainty Man. God, you're so tainty, bro. You're so tainty. It's ridiculous. Nicolas Mikhail. Papa Swolio, what's the use of maces? Maces are awesome. One, you just feel like a bee swinging it. It's great for your joints, though. So I like talking about this. I like taking these questions now and again. But Indian clubs, steel clubs, maces, they're great for grip strength. They're great for the muscles, the tendons and ligaments in your fingers, in your hand, in your wrist, in your elbow, in your shoulder. It's great. They're fantastic. One thing to remind everyone, just because, you know, it's always good to remind everyone anytime this question gets asked, just reminder that it takes a long time to develop and to build up to the next weight in mace. You do not want to increase like you would normally do in terms of weights. So it's less on the muscles themselves. It's more on the connective tissue. So those take a lot longer to develop. So stay at a lighter weight longer than you think. Once you master that weight, stay there longer and increase the repetitions before you increase the weight. There we go. That was nice.
I gave it a 10! A 10! A fucking 10!
All right. Well, we'll still take a few more questions if we got it. If you have questions, drop in the comments below. We are going to cruise. I feel like we're just going to cruise right into the Swole card. We'll see how many more questions we get. But we do have this one. This is a very important question. A very important question. You ready for this one? Oh my God. It's a brain buster, fam. It's a brain buster. DZ Abdullah, what if I don't have motivation for the gym? I'll send you a hobo's
How about I
dick
send
cheese,
you a hobo's dick cheese?
and you go to the fucking gym. Motivation is, it's irrelevant. It's not just bullshit. It's irrelevant. It does not matter. So motivation means, hey, I feel like training today. Okay, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
It's great if you feel like training. That's a bonus, right? It's a bonus. If you feel like training, that's a bonus. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, but it's not required. Positive charisma. I hear a lot about MCT oil. Is it worth the hype? In terms of what? I used to have MCT oil because I used to do Bulletproof coffee. I don't anymore. I haven't had MCT oil in quite some time. It's just extracted from coconut oil. I think coconut oil is like 60 or so %-ish MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. So in terms of worth the hype, I would say it depends on what you're using it for. But if you get like an unrefined, like organic coconut oil, it has MCT oil in it. It just also has the other parts of the coconut oil. I mean, worth the hype. I think it depends on how you're using it. But yeah, MCT oil, any kind of fats like that, if you add them suddenly out of nowhere, like if you've never used beef tallow and all of a sudden you're cooking everything in beef tallow, anytime you add a lot of fats abnormally out of nowhere, if you don't have a lot of fat and then you up the fats tremendously, you might get the shits. So MCT oil can definitely give you the poops if you go from not having any and then all of a sudden you start sucking down MCT oil like crazy. If anything, start by taking a little bit, like half a teaspoon or a teaspoon. Just add that kind of stuff into your nutrition slowly and see how you feel. Let's see, Jessica, Papa Swolio, on the mobility workout of 90-day dash, 8 foot, or is that 8 week? I don't remember individual aspects of it. Slightly confused about the active pigeon complex. Do you know if there's a breakdown video on X? I've looked, but I can't find it. What are you confused about? Just watch it. Watch it and break it down, pause. I don't remember exactly. So I can't answer the specific program. We have so much stuff in X. I don't remember that exact thing to guide you with it. But there are a lot of instructional videos in the section, in the 90 Day Dash section. So I would make sure you just look through, or what you can do is just drop that in the Telegram chat. I'll have to look. I'll have to go back and look. I know it's my program, but I don't remember what I did yesterday, let alone. I don't remember the exact. I know the concept of the pigeon complex, but I don't remember exactly the details. This is what happens when you film so much mobility content in so many different places. It's like I forget that exact application of it. All right, let's see here. But what are you confused about in particular? Because everything's going to be broken down or demoed. So I'm not sure what your question is. Let's see here. Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Supersonic Blake, can you make a video on rest days being important? Because I'm struggling to take one, LOL. I don't think rest days are important. I think rest days are a scam. I think it should be active recovery. So I don't think people misinterpret rest days. They think, rest day, I'm not doing anything today. You should still be training. It might mean that you go for a long walk, but you're still training. It's active recovery. So you're doing yoga, you're doing swolga, you're doing some mobility, going for a walk, you're going hiking. You can still be physically active, but not be crushing yourself. What a rest day should mean is active recovery. What that means is it's a change in intensity. It's a lower intensity training. So you're not like pushing yourself. You're not doing hardcore sprints. You're not doing, a marathon. You're not doing heavy PRs. It's a recovery type workout. It's geared to allow you. That's how you can think of it. It's training. It could be mobility. It could be a weighted day, but it's a lighter day that's geared towards aiding in your body's repair or improving flexibility, mobility. It's preparing you for the next intense training session. There we go. Pedro, what was your favorite show in the 80s? Since it was one of the best decades. Show? I don't remember. I didn't do a lot of shows in the 80s. 90s were more my thing for shows. I was young in the 80s. I know 80s movies more than 80s shows. In the 80s, I was watching like Sesame Street and shit. All right, let's see. Kyle Armentrout. All right. What's your favorite cut of steak and how do you like it cooked? Well, I like steak in general, but I love ribeyes and I like it cooked rare, medium rare. What I normally do is use a cast iron, have some tallow in it, sear it on both sides, maybe like 20, 30 seconds on high, both sides, take it off for a moment, cool down the pan to like medium high, like a 5 or 6 out of like 10, and then put some grass-fed butter in there. And so like on medium heat and then kind of simmer that on like a medium heat and grass-fed butter until it's like a nice rare, medium rare. The length depending on how thick the cut is, right? So, I mean, if it's a thicker cut, it's going to be on there longer, maybe at a lower temp. Because if you go too high temp and you cook it longer when it's thicker, you're going to get more well done in like a thin little strip of pink rather than the majority of the cut. All right, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Joe, Papa Swolio started elimination and 90-day dash today. Congratulations. Good for you. Should I stick with only the 90-day dash schedule, or is it okay to lift, train later in the day? Just increase the intensity of what you're doing for the 90-day dash. I wouldn't get into doing doubles. It might not feel like, if you're pushing yourself, because you just started it today, the first week, if you're doing primer week, it's not supposed to be intense, but especially when you get to like the total body awareness, you can do another round. You can increase the weight once you master the movements. So what I would recommend, especially as you're getting into it, I would just practice more yoga. So if you want to do like a 2 a day and you're lifting, let's say you have a day where you're doing whatever the workout is. If you want to, you can just do a Swolga later in the day or do a yoga class from the yoga studio. That way you're really building that foundation, because at the beginning, especially the 90-day dash, you want to focus on the stabilizer muscles. And that's what yoga is going to be amazing for. So I would make sure that you are, if you're doing another session, I would make it a mobility or a yoga. 80s were great for movies. I don't remember much about the shows. All right, let's get into, let's see. Another question about Liver King. I'm not going to talk anymore about it. We already kind of discussed on the show before. It was from NDN Boy 49. Thoughts on the Liver King incident? I have noticed that he's doing like some sort of like apology tour on like all the podcasts now. He's just like showing up on, I just see him popping up on like every podcast now talking about it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I did hear, I will say actually, the reason why I did bring this question up on the screen, I will say that, didn't he say that he's going to go off all the steroids and stuff? Didn't he say he's going to stop doing it all? I heard somewhere that he said he's going to stop taking them now. He's going to stop. And I'm like, that's not a good idea. Like that might even be worse. I don't think anyone really cares. That's the thing. It's not the fact that he was taking them. It's the fact that he lied repeatedly, right? Lied repeatedly about taking them or about not taking them. And, you know, it was like very, very, very blatant, flat out lying. So I don't think people are going to, I don't think they should. I don't think people are going to believe. I mean, I don't believe he's going to stop. And honestly, I don't believe he should stop. That's probably not a good thing, especially at his age. I mean, what do you say? He's 45 or something? He looks like he's 60. But, I mean, didn't he say he's like 45? I mean, I'm not against, and people always ask me, I'm not against, you know, TRT. I'm not against those kinds of things. I'm going to be 40 this coming year. So I'm open to doing it, but I don't want to do it before I need to. So, but I mean, this decade of my life, I'm definitely probably that's going to become more and more of like a question. So but of course, if I start doing that, I would just mention it, because the thing is, I wouldn't be doing it to be like, hey, this is how you should, you know, I'm going to be doing it for my health and for my wellness and for my overall well-being. I'm not going to do it in order to, like, you know, sell supplements or something like that. But transparency is important in terms of stuff like that. But if it's obviously I'm in great shape. So, I mean, that's going to be a personal decision for me. It's not going to be something that I do because I want to look better on social media. It's just going to be something that I do because I want to feel more vibrant. I want to, you know, extend my vitality and maintain the muscle mass that I built and, you know, regain some youthfulness into my later years. But I don't feel like or think that I need anything like that. But if I do, I would just make a video and that'd be it. Be like, yeah, so now I'm looking. People already think I take stuff. I get in the comments all the time. That's the problem now. That's the problem with this whole debacle, is that I'm seeing a lot of comments because now I guess everyone thinks that anyone that has a physique is taking something now. It's like, dude, the way that guy looks is comical. It's so obvious from the beginning. Like anytime we've been talking about this for like a year when people mention it. What do you think of this guy? I'm like, he's saucing out of his mind. It was obvious. If you fucking have any eyes in your head and just common sense and you have experience lifting, you know he was taking tons of shit. People always think I take stuff, but it's because I have shoulder veins. And, you know, when you're on camera and the lighting and you have a pump or I'm out in the sun, it's like I'm muscular, but, you know, in real life, like I'm not like, you know, oh my God, I don't look like a freak of nature. I'm not like pumped and veiny and shredded. Like I'm not, you know, when someone's taking shit when they're just sitting around doing nothing and they look like they just finished a workout. Like if you're saucing, you just look pumped all the time. It's got to be a good feeling. No, but I get comments all the time on it, which is fine. It's like there was a great shirt that I got once from like an order on bodybuilding.com. And it was like, no, I'm not on steroids, but thanks for asking. It was a great shirt. Oh, no, it wasn't from me, an order. A friend of mine got it. It was like he got a free t-shirt from an order and then he gave it to me. It's like, no, I'm not on. He's like, dude, people don't think I'm on steroids. So you have it. He's like, no, I'm not on steroids, but thanks for asking. I say that. I'm like, I appreciate the fact that you think people are like, yeah, and taking trenbolone sandwiches. I'm like, I don't take Tren. Jesus Christ. It's like if I took shit, it wouldn't be a question. I told this to Mama Swolio. It's like if I was on steroids, people wouldn't be asking if I was on. They're like, are you taking it? Are you taking it? It would be obvious. Like if I took shit, God damn it, I would be Jesus Christ. I don't know what I would look like. That'd be intense. But I'm fine with that. So, I mean, I know I just eat a lot of steak but that's what I do, right? I built a business around training and being healthy, and that's what I do. This is like my hobby. This is my thing. This is my life. So I eat good food, and I get sun, and I lift weights. I wonder why I have muscles, because that's what I fucking do. And I'm not trying to be as big as I'm not trying to be overly muscular, because it's not healthy to have like too much size and too much mass. And I didn't feel good when I was a lot bigger, when I was a lot heavier. So right now, actually, I weighed myself today. I'm like 205 to 210, fluctuating. So I weighed myself, but I had my slipper shoes on, and it wasn't like the first thing in the morning. It was like 210. So I'm probably like 205. Let's just say 205. But I was 225 in the past, but I was a lot more water weight and body fat at that time. I wasn't super, super fat, but I was definitely hefty. But bottom line, I didn't feel good. Like everyone's going to have a certain good weight for their height. It was just too much. It was just too much for me. I just feel too heavy. So I kind of like around 200, maybe even a little bit. Let me, like I'm 205, maybe like, 200, 205, something like that. Jack, don't blame you on the HRT. Women take estrogen to feel younger and better. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm not, and the thing is TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, or HRT, hormone replacement therapy, probably better used to use to term HRT. It's replacement. It's not, hey, let me take extra so I can hold more muscle than what would normally be. So if you want to take it to like the higher range of what would be natural. So whatever that is, I don't know all the details. Like, I mean, I don't know like the numbers and the shit that would be like a good range. I've never gone down that road, so I have no idea what those would be. But it would just be replacing to bring you back to like a healthy level. It's not like, hey, let me just, you keep on jacking that kind of shit up, and that's where you really get more problems, right? That's when you get more problems, or you put yourself at higher risk for issues. Like, especially with him taking so much growth hormone, like that makes all your organs grow. That's why we always said this since the beginning. It's like growth hormone gut. You have those big bloated, like distended abs. Like it makes because it grows your organs. Like everything in his midsection is like, it looks really fucking weird in terms of the Liver King. But too much growth hormone does that. Matthew, Papa, you also consume things that help you naturally boost your levels on top of training. You do things that naturally keep your levels up longer. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think the goal should be. I mean, I remove things that are estrogenic in my life. Like we have cotton fucking shower curtains, and I use glass for everything. And so yeah, I mean, that's important. Quality sleep. And I always say, right, sauna, cold. I mean, I do cold plunge every morning. I do sauna after I work out. I work out every day. Depending on what I'm doing, but I train every day and I get sun every day. I live in Florida, so I have access to sunlight, like in good quality sunlight, and I get as much as I can. When I say sleep, food, I mean those things, and removing all the things that can bring down testosterone. God damn it. That felt good. You have that shirt too? Oh, Nick says I have that shirt. I'm not on steroids, but thanks for asking. It's a funny shirt. Uncle Sam's Devil. People with steroid accusations at people like you are those who do not know what they're doing in the gym or simply don't work out. Swolio looks natural with years of lifting. Well, that's why I think, like, I don't believe, I mean, I'm a big, in terms of social media, people know my content, right? I'm from TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, whatever. But I don't know. I've never looked. I don't look up videos for myself. I know people probably make videos, but I don't care. Like I don't, anytime people duet me or at me or whatever, I never watch anything. So I have all my notifications on every app completely turned off. I don't get alerted from a content. I don't get alerted from a DM. I don't want alerts from anything. I can't deal with that kind of shit. I'm not looking through every content. Sometimes on TikTok, I'll answer a few comments. I'm not doing it. But the team does it and we handle it, and you know, things that need to be brought to my attention are brought to my attention, but it's too, you know, toxic and it's too much to juggle. But I try to interact like with a few comments here and there on TikTok and stuff like that. The point that I was going to make is, I don't know if people have made videos, but I don't know if I've ever come up in like a natty or not video. I feel like I've never seen one. I've never heard someone send me something like, hey, someone made a natty or not video on me. And I think it's just because, you know, anyone that would make those videos, I'm not anything that looks to that level. So part of me is like, oh, people don't think I'm saucing, but it's like, I'm not. So that's fine. But I don't know if anyone's ever made a video like that. I feel like I would have seen it or someone have brought that to my attention. But if you lift, you would not, like, you know what it looks like. Like I don't have any abnormally, I don't look like a cartoon character. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not taking something. I mean, some people just take a small amount, or they're not taking a lot, or they take a lot and it only gets them to look natural. Some people just don't have the work ethic or the genetics and they just don't grow as much. You know, some people just build a lot of muscle and they could be lean and they're not taking anything, you know, to a point. Let's see. John, I get it. Papa, 175 is my sweet spot. Once I get down to the 150s, I start to look too small and thin for my taste. Yeah, you start to get to the point where you don't want to carry around a lot of muscle. And anyone that's been heavier or you've had a lot of muscle, you just feel exhausted. You can't move well. And I want to move well. And I think one of the things, honestly, like since I moved and we got the house, we're out in the apartment, since I've been doing a lot more outdoor training, like in the past couple years, with kettlebells and with maces and clubs, it just makes you, like that kind of training, the reason why I fell in love with it so much, it just makes you want to move better. It also helps you move better, but it makes you want to move better. It's really great for coordination, the movement. It's great for cardiovascular training. And of course, the sauna has helped tremendously. And I don't know, a lot of stuff that I do with outdoor training just makes you, there's something about outdoor training that makes you just want to move better. And I think that that's a big thing that people are missing when they just go inside a box gym. And I did that for years, right? That's where I did most of my training. So you go to the gym, you're in there. You know, a lot of people they don't run around in the gym. They have like the squat rack and they have like the dumbbells and they just walk from one station to the next. So it kind of leads into that, like just put on muscle, get big, and just, you're not moving much or you're going on the treadmill a little bit. There's not as much space for dynamic movement unless you get into that and you go into like the exercise room, the group exercise room, where you have a gym with a lot of space and you're doing CrossFit type stuff. But if just being outside makes me want to just move better, I think it just connects you with your humanity a lot more. And it's made it less important for me to. And ironically, since I've been here and training outside, I've actually gained weight. Like I've actually gotten bigger and I've built muscle, but it was a lot of just like filling up like different areas that might have been lagging in the past. But training outside makes me want to just move better. Giacomo Ochino. Cool fucking name. Back when you trained at a box gym, how long did you normally spend at the gym? It depended. 2 hours, give or take. It depends if you like when you drive into the parking lot or how long from like the actual training, warming up, training. You know, sometimes it was longer if I just was doing like a nice casual workout, but I would say, you know, give or take plus or minus 2 hours. Not saying like all those 2 hours were just constant lifting. And of course, you know, longer rest periods are great for strength and hypertrophy. You don't need to like do like supersets without resting. You're just doing circuit training, just lifting for cardio. Pedro, good question. Possibly as you approach your 40s, do you have any big life goals for this upcoming decade? Life goals? Not really. Strangely enough, I've never been the kind of person like it's a long-term vision. I mean, I think a lot of that is because I enjoy my days. like the past few months have been like the longest few months of my life. It's so funny because time was going, I thought it was going fast, but it was going slow. I was thinking back to when it was certain types of equipment that I had purchased. And I was talking to Mama Swolio and she's like, no, that's been like a couple months. And I was like, wait a second. I thought I'd been doing X, Y, and Z for like a year and a half. And I like looked up some like things in my email and it's only like since like August that I was, and I thought it was a year and it's only been like 4 months. So my idea, like my time frames have, I don't know if it's slowed down a lot. And I think that's just because I enjoy my days. I enjoy waking up. I enjoy getting sun. I enjoy the pacing of my day, the puppies and the dogs. Like that's been a lot this year. So, you know, because I'm cultivating my days to what I want, like to things that I enjoy, it allows me, like each day seems like a long time. So when it comes to content or looking back, I mean, it's shocking that it's already December, but you know, a month or two goes by really slow. Like a lot happens in my world in a month or two in terms of the business, but also just personal. So I think that's like a good combination when like things seem like they're moving fast, but also slow. But to answer your question more specifically, that was just a little bit of some thoughts off the top of my head, but life goals, probably like, I mean, having a kid, you know, it's funny because at this time, let's say in next August, I'm going to be 40. It's funny that I'm thinking, okay, when my dad was 40, I was 7 years old. And I'm like, shit. So I'm trying to picture myself now having a 7-year-old. It's like, God damn. So let's see, 6 years. So Swolenormous, like the podcast and everything, 2016. So that was when I was 33. So it's funny. My dad had me. So he had a baby at 33. My baby was Swolenormous. So my baby was the business. So I guess it's not an accurate equivalency, but you know, when you have a business, your business is your baby. If you don't give it oxygen, it's going to die. So, but yeah, I don't, and I realize when you take care of yourself and biologically, you're not like your chronological age. You feel the same. You're just older, you have more experience, but you just feel the same. Like I feel the same. So there might be a number. It's like, I feel 40. I feel great. I feel my mobility is the best it's ever been. My strength through like full range of motion is the best it's ever been. Like my endurance, I say best it's ever been. I used to do a ton of cardio. So I'm not going to say my endurance, like my cardio is the best it's ever been. Cause I used to do like 10K trail runs. I used to win 10K trail runs and shit like that. So I'm not going to go there and say that, but my physical health, like the way my joints feel, my sleep quality, like this is the best it's ever been. Never in my life have I gotten such good sleep on a regular basis, eaten well, gotten this much, sun, trained this well with like, competency in so many different areas. So health wise or fitness wise, I'm the best. I'm at the best point that I ever have been. So, I mean, age is literally just a number. I feel great. I feel fucking great. But I would say it has to be like, that's the next thing for sure. And I think it gets to the point where it's like, okay, am I just going to do this? And not like there's anything wrong about it, but like, am I just going to do this? Or you start to realize why people, cause I don't have kids, but why people have kids. It's like, well, life without kids is kind of like, I'm not insulting. I mean, some of you, if you don't have kids, you're not going to be insulted because you chose that or you didn't want them or whatever. But it's like, okay, I see the point where it's like, well, what now? I'm just going to do more podcasts. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to keep on doing them. I'm just going to keep on training and eating food, and that's it. So you start to realize like, oh, well, when you're building something and creating something, you want to, have another generation to educate and to teach and to pass along information. And, so it's you living on past your own life. Then it makes you I would say less fearful or less anxious about death, because you're living on, essentially, you're living on past yourself through your kids. So, yeah, Matthew, you also have 3 pups. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Oh, that ain't too bad. But I'm going to outlive them. I hope. I better. Yeah. Pedro, I can only imagine a mini-me papa running around, flipping people off, and telling fat, obese people to go to the fucking gym. Could be a girl. Could be a little femme swole. Could be a swole slut. Ooh. TCAP, I kind of wanted kids at one time. I don't now. World's too fucked up. Yeah, but I also think that that's kind of the thought that everyone has, no matter when. Like, think of through every fucking tragedy, through World War II, through World War One. Like, people are still having fucking kids. I mean, the world was arguably much more fucked up then. There was a lot of fucked up shit through every famine, through every plague. Like, people were still. So, I mean, you can make the argument at any time. It's always too fucked up. I mean, it's probably going to get worse, or it's going to get better, or it's going to be both. I think it's just opinion too, right? I get your point, though. I mean, I thought that too. It's like, God, do I really want to bring kids up into this world? Well, I'm going to homeschool them. I'm not going to let anyone groom my fucking kids. I'm not going to let them have social media. Like, that's going to be fucking locked down. They're going to learn. And that's why I'm grateful that I have all this experience with social media. I use it for business, but not for personal, for that reason, just because it's very, very toxic. But anyway, I think it's always, you can always make that argument or that perspective. Like, the world's too fucked up. I mean, there are a lot of times in this world where it's been equally as fucked up or maybe more. And it's all perspective, right? Like, when you're, let's say 50 years ago, you didn't realize like that was probably that's the only time that you experienced. So of course it's fucked up relative to your awareness of what fucked up is. I just feel like you could always feel that way. And that might be a difference between optimism and pessimism, but also, having hope. I think there's a lot of hope. I think there's a lot of potential, but we're definitely at a crossroads, especially with social media. It's like this very shaky time where we're just trying to catch up to the speed of communication, which happens so rapidly. Just think about that. In the last 20 years or so, the ability for humans to communicate internationally just went through the fucking roof. And information just became so ubiquitously available. So many people have so much access to all and any information in the world. Good information, bad information, but just information. So it's like, this is our struggle and our transition. It's like growing pains, right? It's our transition into figuring out how to handle all this information. Agree with that, Stephen Rogers. Good people have to have kids so the world can be better. Right? Well, we do know, like, the septum piercings aren't going to have kids, or the blue hairs aren't going to have kids, right? The fat doctor's not going to have kids. That's for damn sure. Pedro, teacher in school. Mr. Swolio, your daughter drew an eggplant and told a chubby girl, "Do you like eating dirty dicks?" And I'd be like, yeah, I guess so. Matt the Great, no greater meaning in this world than being a parent. Single-handedly the best thing I ever did. Glad to hear it. Makes me optimistic. Let's see. Giacomo, Swole Papa, you are correct. Have completed Insanity Beachbody programs many times. Great results, but skinny shredded. Ah, skinny shredded. Right on. Joe, started looking at all the baggage I have in social media and the negative people I friended. In the interest of pillar number 1, Fef started today. Let the culling begin. Let's fucking go, Joe. Way to go, Joe. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Fef. Fef is good every single day. Pillar number 1, community. Fam, let's give away today's Swole card. Great episode today. Thanks for being here. Great questions. More round of applause. By the way, tomorrow, I believe tomorrow, so ignore the date on this image. Like I mentioned, we got the Swolenormous Instagram page back. So we're running the holiday collection sale or special 15% off on the holiday collection on papaswolio.com, but we extended it because, like, Wednesday, I think we got back the Instagram account. So I was like, holy shit, we got this enormous Instagram back. So we extended the sale because it was going to end on Friday. But then all these people were like, where you been? Where you been? So we wanted to let them, give a couple extra days. So Monday, tomorrow at midnight, use code HOLIDAY at checkout for 15% off everything in the holiday collection. Of course, because you're listening to the show, use code Daily Swole for 10% off. If you don't want anything from the holiday collection, fair enough. You can check out the brand new merch. We had a brand new drop, Go to the Fucking Gym and Beyond, the Buzz Swole year, which is a great fucking design. So you can use code Daily Swole for 10% off. And of course, if you're a member, you already know you have your special code because you're a member to save 20% off. So another reason to join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. Before we give away today's Swole card, we have an accountability meeting tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. So the episode will be private. Don't boo me. Don't you fucking nuggets. Well, then join the fam and then you'll be there for the meeting. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, you'll get a text. You just join from your homepage. When you log into your account, you click on the button and you'll be able to join the accountability meeting. So 12 noon Eastern time tomorrow, Monday, December the 12th. We'll see you there. And of course, we have our Swole Year release party Thursday, December the 29th. Of course, that's 18 days away. And but we'll talk more and more about that. Just want to let you know, mark your calendars. And not only that, today's Sunday. So what, a week from today is Sunday, right? 7 days. Guess whose birthday is on the 18th? It's the Tainty Man. He's going to be a year old. He's going to be a year old. It's going to be his birthday. So we're going to give him a brand new deer antler. So I have another deer antler I've been waiting. I'm like, you know what? On his birthday, I'll give him the new deer antler and he can get his chew on. So 1 year. God, it's been a year. So, okay, it seems like, it's been a year since we've had him. No, we've had him for 9 months because we got him at 3 months old. We got him on March 18th. He was exactly 3 months. And now he's almost a year. So I can't believe it. It feels like I've had him forever. Like, I feels like I've had him for years already. I can't believe it's been 9 months. Seriously, legit, this is one of the longest years. It's been a long fucking year. So to think that it's only been 9 months, it feels like it's been a lot longer. So 9 months. 9 months. All right, Tainty Man. It's going to be your birthday soon. We'll celebrate next week. Here we go. Give him some liver. Give him some liver. Give that boy some liver. Liver up that boy. A water break. Oh, we'll have to do a water break on Tainty Tuesday. We'll water break it on Tainty Tuesday. Goddamn right. Just make sure you drop those hashtags. We'll do a water break on Tuesday. I promise. 7 pillars. Miss. Nothing. Oh, we got a winner. T-Cap. Congratulations at the... Congratulations! T-Cap. T-Cap, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, swolecard2410 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. That's dope. Good for you, T-Cap. Congratulations. Hey-o. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
You're not making this easy on me, boy.
You make me happy.
T-Cap, you make me happy.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
That was for you. Now you have a swole card, but Lizzo is honestly going to be healthier than you'll ever be. I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, it's just the truth. It's not like everyone doesn't know that already. You can try, though. The attempt is what's honorable. You can try to be healthier than Lizzo, but you're gonna fail. She's healthier than I'll ever be. She's hardier, that's for damn sure. We're gonna call Lizzo Hardy. She's hearty.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Rotund. Some might say portly.
no crying in baseball!
What happened to your queer party friends?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Tyrannical tuck.
You need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Ever served in a forward area?
That's a huge bitch!
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Oh, just in time. Just in time. We got it now. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Crank this bad boy back in. Tame the beast. Gotta winch up that hog. All right, fam, thanks for being here. Check the links down below. Join the fam today. SwolenormousX.com. Cerny, sounds like you need a thicker chain. Goddamn fucking right I do. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. It's going to be awesome. The best way to start the week. Don't be bummed out that it's a Monday. Join the fam today, and we'll see you inside Swolenormous X, and we'll see you on the live call. Well, I'll hear you on the live call, and we'll have some people come up on stage. We'll execute them after they talk. And the streets will run red with the Swole fam's blood, and it's going to be a fucking absolute bloodbath tomorrow. I'm looking forward. Bloodbath Mondays, right? Didn't we say last week that we're going to change the name to Bloodbath Mondays? Murder Mondays? And everyone's like, you were all excited. I'm thinking like, it might be a tough marketing pitch. Murder Mondays. Join the fam today. People will be like, I'm good. I'm kind of good. I'm kind of good. Kind of good. But, I love that. We all have, I mean, fucking Murder Mondays. Just watch like the Swole fam just explodes with popularity. Everyone's like, murder. Yeah, Murder Mondays. Murder Mondays with the Swole fam accountability meeting. All right, we'll change the logo here. We'll change the icon here. We'll make it like bloody and like a guillotine. We'll do like a little French Revolution type thing here, a little Robespierre kind of action. So fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. That got dark really, really quick.
This house is a fucking prison!
Really dark.
On planet bullshit! In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks!
Got dark. Off with their heads.
How shall we fuck off, oh lord?
All right, Murder Mondays. How? Yeah. All right, this is going to go off the deep end, but Murder Mondays it is. Fam, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. We'll see you there. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's the bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new